Welcome back to Lone Oak Farm 17, episode 11, with me, MrSealyp. So here we are again, and without any waste of time whatsoever, Farmer Min's guys down at the store have managed to supply me with, I'm leasing, the Kuhn SW4014 square bale wrapper. This is part of the Kuhn DLC. I do have a lot of questions, people ask me every now and again whether certain DLCs are worth the money, and I've said before, let's just open this out. I think they are, simply because for making videos and that kind of thing, having varied equipment, but for the Kuhn pack especially, unless you're playing on PC, and I would imagine there are quite a few square bale wrapper options available. On console there's not. The bales that get wrapped are generally round bales. It's very unusual, to wrap square bales. I know driving around the UK, when I've been around where I've been going on holiday and stuff like that, you don't generally see wrapped square bales. It's more often than not round bales that get wrapped. So yeah, that's just one of those things, I guess. Now, there's nothing to turn on, I think I'll just go past the bell, don't I? And it does it all automatically. I've used this a few times on various different Let's Plays. There we go. And this will go to work. I've gone for pink bale wrap at the request of SealyEG. I don't ever use the pink one, and I know she does quite a lot. I think I might have done again way back on, it might have been Goldcrest Valley doing round bales, we use pink wrap. Right, drop that off. And she keeps saying to me every time I do bale wrapping, you've got to use the pink wrap, Dad, you've got to use the pink wrap. And I don't often. I tend to go for white or black. So I thought, you know what? Let's go pink. Now what I can do is move these to the side ever so slightly while I'm doing this, so that I can still get round with the mower on the next run round. So if I drop that off, I've got to glide myself up a little bit better on the next bale, but that's not too much of a problem. Just push that out there. So as I drive up towards the next bale, all I need to do is, firstly not hit the... Right, let's drive around that way. Yeah, so what I can do, sprint over a little bit, and once it's finished wrapping, drop it a little bit out of the way. Drop that one on the go, like so. Another good reason for having the row crop tyres on it is that while I'm doing this, I don't want to be driving over any of the grass and destroying what I need to be mowing or wrapping, so it just makes more sense. Again, probably in real life that wouldn't happen, especially if you're running a front mower setup. You'll be cutting the grass before you drive over it, so it really wouldn't matter. But I don't know how many I made, actually. I didn't check that at the end of the last episode. How many have I made so far? Let's have a quick check. Created bales 13. Okay, well, we're on the way. It's a big field. We're going to get way more than 13 bales off this. And there are areas around the map where there is other grass that we can cut and do some work on, not necessarily fields that belong to us, but I use the word spare, It's one thing for this wrapper especially, it's quite forgiving. If you don't line up absolutely perfectly, it's not too much of an issue. It will take things at a slight angle, and if you're off a little bit, I love the way it works though. The mechanics involved in getting these things to do what they do is amazing. The way the rollers manipulate the bale. Fantastic. Right, well, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to carry on round, finish wrapping these, then I'm going to mow some more, bale some more, wrap some more, and we'll get across this field and get as many done as we possibly can. I may still use the Quadro Pack B for stacking them. The only problem with that is for then collecting, I would normally use the Kotech forks with like the spikes, and that would, in real life, that would puncture all of the wrap, so probably wouldn't be done. So probably it wouldn't be done. I know when I do the straw bales, that will all be done manually. I'm going to be using the forks, I'm going to be loading the bale trailer up and doing that manually. So we'll see how we get on. So I remembered, as you often do in these situations, that because it's a field, not sometimes you just get the grass fields, because it's a field with grass in, if that makes sense, you can hire a worker. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. So I've hired a worker to cut the grass and I'm going to bale. Then what I'll probably do is leave that cutting the grass, then I'll swap the baler for the wrapper so we can kind of keep going. In the distance you can just about see the Challenger pulling the rollers. That's getting on very happily with field 49. I have noticed one thing though, that going between fields, because it's pulling them, it will still only go 8 miles an hour, which is quite slow. And I've just realised, of course, because it's got an offset, I'm going to need to move out the way. I'm so glad that I didn't drop a bale then, because that could have been an absolute nightmare. And I'm wondering, because every time I try to set a worker, it's automatically put the disc bind at an offset. Whether there's any way of hiring a worker with the disc bind directly behind. And in answer to that question, yes you can. When you first press hire worker, it pings the disc bind out to one side and offsets it. If you then adjust it yourself and press hire worker again, it carries on with it set wherever you set it to. So I assume the automatic setting is an offset, but then you can just adjust it. So that's working out perfectly. We've got a little bit further across the field. This is going to take some time. Quite some time. I have found, as I said earlier on, the Challenger pulling the rollers. The rollers is a great idea, and I think buying the 5 rollers, it works out, it saved me about, I don't know, what did it work out at? About 8,000 or 9,000 compared to buying the Weeder, the Einbach Aerostar rotation I think it is, which is a 12 metre. So, and the problem is when you're driving between fields, and if you've got to go across the other side of the map, it will pull them rolling, and it will only roll at 8 miles an hour, which means travelling anywhere around the map pulling those rollers is a nightmare. Plus if you have to go on any roads or anything, they take up the entire road. So much as I thought it was a fantastic idea and I wanted to try something different, it hasn't quite worked out how I hoped it would, which is a bit of a pity. I'm thinking I'll probably sell them. I know I've taken a bit of a hit on that, but you live and learn. That's kind of part of the process. I could have just gone straight for a Weeder. Where would have been the fun in that? So I'm probably going to sell them and buy the Einbach. That's the plan. Now I really do need to get this field done as quickly as I possibly can. I say as quickly as I possibly can. I keep catching up with the mower, which is fair enough, because if that rain starts I'm going to have problems, because I need to cut the grass around the big house. The boss has asked me to do it and it needs doing, so I can't go and say to him I'm really sorry it's raining. He won't be too impressed. I've taken the Challenger from field 49, that's complete. That's now gone over to field 20 over by the pig farm, which is one of the ones I bought in one of the earlier episodes. That's got wheat in it. I've collected the Weeder. I have done that. You can probably tell the money's gone down a bit in the corner. It's just one of those things. I don't know how I managed to do it, but the rollers, the 2 extra rollers that I bought, because I was running a 3 and I decided to run a 5, I leased them rather than buy them. I'm not quite sure how I managed to do that. So I suddenly noticed in the corner, after a little while, my money dropped, and it was because I got charged the leasing cost, the hourly fee. Don't know how I managed to do that. But anyway, I shall continue. I will see you in a little while. Hopefully this field will be done and I can get the mowing done around the house. That's the plan. It's going to take a little bit of time, I think, to get that done. See you in a bit. So I am baling and wrapping as I go, and we are right over this side of the field. As I was just wrapping the last lot of bales, the mower has carried on, and I think it's probably, yeah, almost on its last strip. The rain hasn't come in yet, and the weeder, the aero style rotation is finished on field 20. That's now moved over to field 5, which was the sugar beet field up by the biogas plant, behind the biogas plant and the diner. We are so close. At last count, I think I was up around 100 bales. That was before I did the last lot and wrapped those. I'm thinking probably 120 odd maybe. Now unfortunately I didn't get 3 fertiliser stakes on this, I only got 2. So yeah, the yields could have been higher. I probably could have got more. But we'll see when I finish off. I think that case Puma is seriously going to need some fuel because it was running quite low before. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to weed this, fertilise it at the next state, etc. And then when we get another growth stage, probably in autumn, where I can cut the grass again, I'm going to do hay. I'm going to do hay in autumn because we may look at getting some sheep. May. Don't know yet. Might do. The hogs are going fine. And like I say, we should be getting some more of those coming. And if that all works out okay, we may expand into sheep. It's the conversation we've had, me and the boss. We'll see. Field 44 is done. What I'm going to do now is using the Einbach, weed field 5. BGA is just behind there. The diner is just, no, hang on, the diner's just over there. There is the livestock markets and same stocks organics now, isn't it? Yes, I was going to say slurry emporium. Same stocks organics. So when field 5 is done, just up here, I'm going to take this over to field 1, which is Barris's second field. I'm not sure if that's on the first or second growth stage, so we'll see if the weeder will work. I don't know if it will. Fingers crossed, you know, it might do. We are up to 124 bales we got off field 44. I still need to mow all around the yard and the farmhouse. And then what I'll do is I'll drop that grass off. That can be baled. I might get like 4 or 5 more bales out of that. I don't know how many I'm going to get. But every bale is going to make us a bit of money. I don't know how much money I'm going to make on bales on this map. We'll see. But that's the plan. And the beauty with this is it does the weeding. It's 12 metres wide. It folds up very, very neatly on the back of the tractor. And then you can go at the tractor speed between fields. Like I say, the rollers were a great idea in theory, just didn't quite work out how I hoped, but never mind. Now I do want to say, before I thought I'd end up in a ditch then, about well, I've said this before on various different Let's Plays, the different style of gameplay you get depending on the map. Sussex Farm, which I've just finished, if you haven't been over there and watched the Let's Play, watch the whole Let's Play. It's, you know, I don't want to say I'm big-headed, it's good, I enjoyed making it. Sussex Farm map was brilliant, the stuff that Jim did on it was amazing, and you have to see it to believe it. Jim is working on a new map at the moment called Mercury Farms. And it's just as good, if not better. The things he's putting in it, the things he's done. He was kind of already part way through doing this when Sussex Farm was ready to go, he was already working on the new map. And I think I might have mentioned this before, I'm not sure if I did or not. He was doing things in that map, Mercury Farms, that Giants had obviously already were thinking of doing, but nobody knew they were doing yet. I won't say any more than that. Honestly, he's hoping to get it all done and finished and out the door before 19 comes out. It's kind of last hurrah before we go into FS19, and it's impressive stuff. But I wanted to put that proviso out there simply because I know people are going to say, well, he's only done that because Giants are doing it in FS19. Absolutely, hand on heart. There's one thing you should know about me by now, unless you're new to the channel. I'm incredibly honest. I'm straight down the middle. I don't know mucking around. He honestly was doing this before Giants announced any of their stuff. It's great. So anyway, yeah, Mercury Farms will be due out soon. Hopefully due out soon. I know Jim's been working away on the finishing touches and various different things. He needs to get on it and sell points and, you know, buy points, and it's fantastic. I'm just going to say that, put that out there. Anyway, this is going to be continuing. What I will do now is get back over and let's get this yard mowed. Right, the disc binder's away. I need to fill up the Puma because it's what are we on? 114 litres. That needs filling up. Now, oh yeah, that I installed. Trouble is, I can't remember what I've said when. Oh, this was installed. Anyway, yeah. Needed to be put in because we're going to need forage and chips silo. I say we're going to need. I've got a lot of silage bales. If I do lose silage, it can be stored in there. If at some point we decide to do cows, then we're going to need to put in stuff for mixing, for making TMR and that kind of thing. This is also going to need a wash. So what I will do, let's put it over here for the time being. And we need to find the Profi hopper. Jockey Inc. owns one. It's supposed to be in this little shed. Looks like a dog kennel. I suppose that's it. That actually fits in there really, really nicely. Okay. Excuse me. So we're going to tidy up a bit. No, I don't want the grass being left behind. Just bear with me 1 second. We should be good. I should be putting it into the mower. Then what I'll do is when it's full, I'll dump it, and then we'll make it into bales. Like I say, we might only get 4 or 5 bales out of all this, but the yard needs doing, so let's get it done. Needs to do around the house as well. Today's episode is all about grass work. I wonder how long it would take if you put this on leaf swath, so it drops, or leaf grass I think it is. What's going on? I thought I'd turn that off. I don't know what is wrong with my throat. I really do apologise. If I left it on a field like 44, this mower going up and down, how long it would take. Those weird kind of things that go through my mind. I wonder if. But N is blocked by objects. That doesn't sound good. I'm assuming it's over at field 5. Let's turn that off. We'll do the lawn, around the house. That way if the rain starts I've done the bit I should have done. Should have really done that before starting there. I'm not sure how much this actually holds. It's about 3,000 litres, something like that. I'm not sure. It's a huge amount for such a small mower. I've nearly finished all around the house. It's taken a little while. What I've done, every time it's filled up, I've unloaded out on the field, on field 44. It's 3,350 litres, so not enough for a whole bale on each load. But what I'll do is unload this one. I'm also thinking there's no reason at all why I can't cut that piece of grass over there. I can cut the cow pasture because I haven't got cows at the moment, so that's not really too much of an issue. If I lift that up now, we're on 2,238. And if I press to unload, like so. They do hold an amazing amount of grass. And what I'll now do is use the baler, bale up what's here, then I can wrap those, and like I say, it's all extra bales, it's all extra money. I do wonder, I've got the forage and chip silo there, if I cut grass, whether I can tip the grass straight into the silo. I wonder. let's cut a bit of grass here and see. Actually, before I do that, yeah. Let's just leave that running. I've got some grass in this actually. So let's turn it on. Pick up down. It would be mad to waste it. I left the bits around the trees, not just because it's a bit fiddly to get around there, but that can be a little mini nature reserve for the micro beasts and things like that. Okay, so turn it off, unload, turn 2. I did say it was forgiving, just not quite that forgiving at the moment. There we go. All I've got to do now is work out how I'm going to get all these off the field. I could use an auto load wagon. I might use the Arcusin auto stack. It's a slightly more realistic way of doing it than just having a trailer that pings them all on automatically. I could come and pick them up with is it the Tanko? No, what is it? Yeah, it's a Tanko. I really do like these. So I can't remember where they are though. It's in the front loader section. I might not have them installed actually. Yeah, the Tanko wrap bale handler. They're brilliant. Fantastic bit of kit, but obviously you're going to do one bale at a time. That would take me quite a while. That's what I was talking about, the Kotec forkwood claws. I can stack them in 4s, pick them up like that, but that would puncture all of the wrap. I know it doesn't matter in game, it makes no difference. I could do that, it's not going to have any impact whatsoever on the bales. It really isn't. So I could do that absolutely, but then there will always be someone that will say in reality you would have just punctured all the wrap and it's not realistic. So so what do we need to do? Let's turn it off. Let's get out the Wopster. Check these bales, shall we? 13.20%. So that already says 3995. I already lost 5 litres on that between cutting it, baling it and wrapping it. I lost 5 litres, and I was doing that all fairly quickly. There wasn't much of a gap between. Which is the one that was just done? Yeah, 4,000. Blimey, I'm really surprised by that. Let's check another one. That's 4,000. Don't know. Maybe just had a funny battle there. If you're new to the game and you haven't seen this before, it's on seasons. This is not in the normal game. This is a seasons edition. The Wopster, and that will check crops. It will should check the ground as well. It should tell me that is grass. It's only 33% grown because I've just cut it. Yeah, it tells you all the stuff, moisture, and height above sea level. 300 meters we are above sea level, and where we are on the map. So you can do that for checking bales, for degradation, for fermentation. You can check crops, you can check trees, all sorts of stuff. Very, very handy bit of kit. I think it's about 3,000 something. I think it's in the miscellaneous section. So I say, if you are new to the game, if you are new to seasons, because you kind of make that assumption people all know what I'm talking about all the time. There you go, the Wopster M420, 3,500, invaluable bit of kit. If I put it onto here, we should get, there we go, soybeans, 17% growth. So yeah, just in case you were wondering, like I say, I don't want to make the assumption people know what I'm talking about all the time. I don't always know what I'm talking about half the time, but you know, that's just me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mow part of this and I'm going to try and put it into the silo. There's no reason why I wouldn't go in there, just as a kind of a test. Let's turn it on. Doesn't have to be a lot, because the rest of this I'm intending to bale. I'm also looking at going over to, like I did with my southern fields that I kind of reclaimed from the government. That was kind of how we went with it. The western fields appear to have, let's have a quick look. Yeah, if we come over to this side, the western fields appear to be grass up the side here. So I might do a bit of hay work on there straight off the bat. Like I say, not sure. We'll go over and have a look. It might be the ground's too uneven or something, or it's just not possible to do it, but we'll have a look. You never know. That'll probably do really for a test. Will it come up with the unload symbol? It does, fantastic. So, if I do it now, I'll put some grass into the silo. Cool. Okay, just wondered. I didn't know if the Profi Hopper would allow me to do it or not. But we have come to the end of another episode. I'm going to continue cutting the grass here. I'm going to take it over there and we'll turn it into bales. We'll get as many as we can. Next episode is going to be, we have to get those bales off that field, we have to get that weeded or fertilised in some way. Check field 1 to see if we can weed that. I'm not holding out much hope. What else do we need to do? I need to check on my contracts list, because I do have some contracts that I've got that I just need to make sure I keep a track on so I don't forget anything. But I hope you have enjoyed this episode. A lot of grass work, a lot of baling, a lot of wrapping, but it needs to be done. It's all part and parcel of the day-to-day. If you have enjoyed it, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.